Alright, this is the last video I'm going to make before I cement the piece, and I'll show another video after the first coat just to have an idea of what it looks like before the final cementing coat. But anyway, I've made a few changes since last time, and I've kind of worked out some details and changed a few things around. So I know last time I didn't really show a 3D viewing of the piece, so I'll try to do that as well. So here's the whole thing. Again, it's a 6-foot long tank. The water will be about 3/4 up on the walls. This will allow for some dry land area, basking area, and just to put some other decorations up at the top. So I'm going to start over at this side, the right side of the tank. You can see this is their basking area. Now I am going to cement this and kind of add some texture to the top so it doesn't look quite as flat as it does. If you go down, I've done a couple test pieces and they didn't turn out exactly how I was hoping. Way too dark, and I put epoxy resin over this as well, which made it shiny, and I don't think I'm going to do that in the final piece. Now it does save a lot of time because I don't have to deal with pH and other things when doing that, but it's expensive and it would cost a couple $100 at least to cover the whole thing. And so I think I'm just going to soak each piece individually to try to balance it out. Another thing I did changed is I added plants in the background. Now I put them in the styrofoam because I'm going to cement them in. This will prevent the turtles from pulling them out, and they won't fall out of the wall and kind of look like they're growing out of the rocks. I have to credit my girlfriend to that idea. Alright, now the next panel over, this is where the waterfall is going to be. Now I'm going to have water tubes coming in this direction through this, underneath this wire, and I just use a coat hanger and kind of clipped it so the tube won't fall out, and I'm going to have it shooting this way. I'm going to have another pump shooting this way, so I should get a great deal of flow water coming through the gap, and then it's going to kind of come down into the tank. Now back here is where a little cave is going to be. I'm going to have some blue light shining out to kind of give it a neat effect, I think. Once it's finalized, again, the water's going to fall down here and ramp off into the pool. Underneath, I kind of did a second layer and a third layer cave. I made a hole just so there's no dead water space. I'm trying to have everything connected. You can see a couple holes just so the water will flow through. And then finally on the bottom there will be another tunnel, which I'll try to show you a view of underneath. And it kind of connects through a couple layers. So that tunnel is very wide, so I won't have to worry about the turtles getting stuck down there, and should be neat when it's set up. Alright, the next panel over, I have, this is where their land area is going to be, and I'm going to most likely either use some grass with a little bit of dirt, or I might use mulch, but I'm going to see what kind of works. Now you can notice I indented the area just so I can have some depth in case the female decides to lay eggs in there. She can dig a little bit. And this is the tube, or the space where I'm going to have the intake for the filter. It's going to go down in that area and suck water up into the filter, and then I'll have another tube going through one of these. Now the other space for the coat hanger up there, I'm going to have an additional water pump, and that is underneath this layer, and I made a little crevice in there. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's a little shelf where I can have the intake for the regular water pump as well, and then I'll have it connected to that coat hanger so it goes through and you won't be able to see the tubing. Alright, moving on. This is kind of just like another panel, kind of connects the land. There's a little ramp for the turtles to go up on, and then some more swimming space, and this is an additional piece which I just made, and I'm going to put we have a volcano where that lights up red, and I made some holes through it so you'll be able to see a kind of a red glow. And then on top where is going to be our other filter. It's kind of a tetra aquatic filter that looks like a little waterfall, so I'm going to put that up there. Now